Hello, this is Archangel. Gentlemen, listen up. Reality beyond the matrix is that humans are gynocentric. What this means for you is your life is deemed lesser in worth compared to females, and you are rendered a disposable human. Now, outrage over the primary injustice of gynocentrism leads you to awakening and inexorably to a few truths. Truth number 1. Males have conceptualized, built, discovered, innovated, and shaped everything we know. Males are the prize in life. Males are the power-rich creative forces that create and shape physicality. Thus, if males have the power to shape physicality and civilization, and yet male disposability exists, that means males allow it. So, truth number 1 leads you to truth number 2. Males are to blame for male devaluation, since the power-rich prizes have the ability to quell inequity, yet they do not. They allow it to run rampant until their worth, liberties, and vitality has been pressed from them, like a toothpaste tube irreverently squeezed of its contents, then chucked into the trash. You see, there is dichotomy. Do you like climate-controlled shelters away from the elements, transportation faster than walking, and food readily available anytime you like? If you like societal luxuries, if you like anything about the material world, you have many, many males to thank. While at the same time, if you object to the social, legislative, and pop cultural representations and treatment of males, males are also to blame. Males occupy both ends of the human bell curve because males are so powerful, so potent with strength, intellect, and potential that invariably the creative forces of humanity will have more representations amongst both geniuses and serial killers. Males are harnessed power, much like electricity, which can do wonderful things. It can also kill. It's a very fine line. Anyhow, truth number 2 is that males are to blame for the exploitation of their own sex. And why do they allow the devaluing of themselves and their sex? Why do they continue the acceptance of abuse upon themselves and their sons? Why males allow their own devaluation is many and varied in point of reasoning. Reproductive solicitation from females, validation and emotional suckle from females, the psychological need to make mommy proud through proxy approval from anonymous females, guys who won't exercise control over their lust for successive bouts of female-assisted ejaculation sessions, guys seeking female approval for their job or social stature. Add to all this a hefty dose of female exaltation, male villainy brainwashing, and many guys labor beneath combinations of these and other reasonings that have them disadvantaged to females as they continually reenact the gynocentric paradigm of nature, which is males compete, females select. And under such constraints, males are made to be the beseeching class, soliciting females for something: sex, attention, approval, pats on the head, etc. This means females have the elevated bargaining position to beneficially parlay the affection and validation males seek from females for the protection and provision females need from males. Because of gynocentrism, the negotiations are overwhelmingly steeped in the female's favor. And for all their genius and potential, males cannot see or are under duress to play down their worth as they bestow power to the females, which places them in a position to acquiesce to inequity. Essentially, humans have weaknesses programmed along sex lines. Females have weakness for offspring, and males have weakness for females, which turns them into pitiful jello shots gorged on by entitled princesses. Oh, there is finger-pointing aplenty, but truth number 2 replaces proper responsibility. Males are the problem, and males are the solution. Look at the sexes, and tell me the social treatments you observe respective to either. If you are properly indoctrinated, then both sexes will say they see males with privilege and female oppression. Yes, good boy, that is what you are supposed to say. However, in some cases, this angelic female, villainous male brainwashing does not adhere, and these subjects awaken to observe reality in its naked totality. I am such a failed brainwash subject, and with the help of others, I have extricated myself from the propaganda of the Matrix. And when asked what I see when I look at the sexes, I will give a very different answer from the average gynocentrically steeped sheeple on the street. Because I look around and I see males mocked and slandered. I see males abused and marginalized. I see a society that exists upon male blood and sacrifice. Entire civilizations propped on the suffering and mistreatment of the Y chromosomed. Because that is the true wasteland existing outside the coiffed home, hearth, and kisses from the missus, pink sky, cherry pie fairy tales that you labor to maintain despite clear evidence of mistreatment and devaluation. Now we, the awakened, search out reasons for the injustice, and after treading the well-worn blame feminists path, eventually the intellectually honest individual will come to the inescapable conclusion that male devaluation is the fault of males. I hate to heap yet another accusation onto males' back, for indeed, we inhabit a society that blames males for everything wrong in the world, and here it seems I am doing the same thing everybody else does, simply blaming males for yet another problem. However, this is the nature of truth. Discomfort usually follows. MGTOW Truth number 1 is that males are the paramount forces that affect movement in this physical reality. Thus, MGTOW Truth number 2 is not but logical continuance. If an injustice exists, it is because those with the power to change it choose not to. Males, as a class, are to blame for devaluation and disposability, since they opt not only to allow mistreatment, but to actively contribute to perpetuating and escalating injustice through feminine elevation and worship. I see an exceeding many males in various stages of gynocentric awakening who want to blame females for male injustice, and indeed females should shoulder blame for personal bigotries and ill treatment of others. Yet, at the end of the day, when blinds are drawn and the sidewalks are rolled up, the buck stops at males. Males are the reason for devaluation, for allowing it, for putting up with it, for allowing females to grow into the ravenous utility vacuums they have become, for allowing the system to become as female-favoring as it has, and for spreading these man-up theologies onto the next generation. Males are to blame for all this. The ineptitude of the preceding generation fuels the devaluation of the succeeding generation. Male desire for female attention turns to a need for female approval. That need quickly becomes a desperation. That desperation is an unquenchable thirst haunting males throughout the balance of their devalued utility-based existence. And, frankly, male thirst for female validation rather than equitable fairness. Males' need for female belly rubs instead of empowerment. Guys prioritizing 3 seconds of female-assisted ejaculation over self-empowerment and betterment. Males' indulgence of fairy tales at the expense of justice, it's sickening. Thirsty males, past and present, are to blame for male inequity. Gynocentrism is to blame for male disposability constructs. However, males are to blame for enforcing it. Without male enforcement, gynocentrism is simply an idea with no traction into reality. Look at what males have become. Weak, pitiful vagina slaves. It's utterly pathetic. There are individual males scattered about with the characters and inner fortitude of tempered steel, fighting against the injustice. However, the modern male collective represents the sex as soft, pathetic doormats, and it is disgusting. Male, as it is represented by the contemporary Homo sapien aggregate, is not a proud, ferocious beast. It is a wretched, thirsty servant. Males are sad. Your enthusiastic subjugation to your appetites and desires. Your mistreating of other males for female placation and selection consideration. You're taking out your female frustrations on other males because you are too weak to point your anger where it's due, upon the female who slighted you. You thirsty males brainwash juvenile males into servitude status. You cut up little boys' genitals. Your self-hatred is vile. 'Tis a hatred which causes you to devalue yourselves and the male sex, and ignorantly march in pink protests, apparently too stupid to realize that you march with your slave masters against your own welfare. Thirsty guys are to blame for male disposability. And they come in all forms, from men's rights to male feminists to anti-feminists to traditional conservatives and religious folks, and everything in between. You are to blame for the state of the world. It's funny to hear guys criticize other males or today's female. You don't like what you see? Sorry, Charlie, it's your fault, if for no other reason than your inaction is your affirmation of status quo acceptability. Seriously, look around. Do you like the state of women? Are you proud of what you have enabled? Females being privileged, entitled, pampered, coddled, greedy, malice-enabled hedonists, held above reproach for their actions, protected by any male in their vicinity. Do you like the narcissism and me mentality? Do you like their arrogance of demanding equality, meaning equal outcome, and their simultaneous demand for chivalry and special considerations because of their sex? Do you like their snide attitudes towards men and their man-up opinions towards male suffering? Do you like how they feel entitled to put their hands on you while you are to simply endure their abuse and not touch them? Do you like how they are strong, equal, independent, except when it comes to paying for the date? Do you like how they attention whore in public or on Facebook or Instagram? Do you like how they suck up every nice thing you do for them, yet only remember the mistakes you have made as a means of conversational defense when you call out their ill behavior? Do you like how they feel justified in doing a bait and switch, where they sell themselves as glowing angels, yet when you get them home, and the 50 layers of makeup, the push-up bras, padded underwear, fake nails, and heels come off, you are stuck with a payment on a below-average Ford Escort, not the Mustang Cobra you were sold? And do you like how it is not okay for males to misrepresent appearance to females, the way females misrepresent to males? Do you like how females feel entitled to your money through chivalry or through the court systems? Do you like how females feel entitled to your labor and sacrifice and protection? Do you like being worthless, bumbling morons that need female supervision and correction? Do you like being mocked and criticized and patronized by females for being inferior? Do you like the arrogance of hot chicks or female supremacists? Do you like having to be the one who makes all the compromises, who gives up dignity or pride or even decency and fairness to belittle yourself, your anatomy, your very worth and purpose in life, just to get a few chuckles and moments of attention from females, and maybe, just maybe, 3 seconds of female-assisted ejaculation? Do you like being a chump who is always wrong, always to blame, always indebted to females for everything and then some? Do you like how we proffer males as being so lucky to have females, whereas females, meanwhile, are simply burdened by dudes? Do you guys like being so utterly pathetic? You thirsty males have no beast left inside you. You hide behind sports or trucks or beards or muscles out of a bottle and pretend to be big and strong, pretending to have a primal roar, pretending that you exhibit even a little of the greatness males are endowed with. But you know that you don't. You know how weak you are behind closed doors, out of earshot of other males. Males you peacock around and bully as you compete for status. You know who gives you your marching orders, and you know how you will just put your hands up and take it when she starts hitting you. The majority of males out there disgust me. Really, are you proud of being vulgar tools in a pink parade? Well, I hope so, because you are the reason males are abused, and you are the reason females act as they do. You enable them with your, "Oh baby, you're so hot," comments on every Facebook or Instagram picture they post. You enable their irresponsibility when you let them off the hook for their actions. You enable their apathy when you take their male mockery and abuse. You enable their sense of entitlement and privilege when you jump in to protect and or labor for them when they should be doing for themselves. You enable these privilege vacuums when you hang on her every word and drool over every action she makes, when you pull out your wallets every time she smiles, when you mock yourself and your sex just to have a reason to engage her in conversation, when you step on other males just to make her laugh or get her attention, when you jump up to lift stuff, move stuff, open stuff, and pay for stuff just because she has fake color on her face, glitter on her chest, and perfume on her wrists. You guys fall all over yourselves to do anything and everything for females and compete with other males. Like a job interview where you need to convince her why you would be better for the servant position than Joe, Bob, or Frank. Seriously, you guys are at the female collective's every beck and call. So, do you like how snotty, haughty, narcissistic, malicious, and superficial they have become? Hypocritical nags that do not die in wars protecting men, who harangue, blame, or shame you into doing anything and everything for her. Do you like the modern woman? I hope so, because this is all your handiwork. Furthermore, I hear so much criticism and mockery about younger generations of males being soft, whiny, even girly. Well, guess what? This is also your handiwork. Do you like pansy males that hide behind females? The diaper bag carrying, stroller pushing, soft-bellied dad bod dorks that males have turned into? Do you like how boys are dumbed down mama's boys, hiding behind female apron strings? Menstruating males that hate themselves, their sex, and cling to feminist ideology? How about the males that align themselves with political correctness, aka social justice warriors? Do you like the gooey soy boys you see at female rallies, the squishy slugs with no backbone who hide around females to get in on the political correct victim bandwagon for protection? Do you like how males will stab each other in the back over a female? Do you like the increase of male to female gender transitioners? Tradcon dinosaurs are known for their aversion to today's youth. They will say they do not like boys who wear tight jeans or use emoticons in their texts or say words like cute. Well, males, females, the state of human affairs. This is all your creation. You are accomplice to that which you criticize. Are you too obtuse to understand this? Do you need crayon stick figures to help you comprehend? Oh, sure, we could blame our fathers and their fathers for handing us a gynocentric shit sandwich. But the buck stops with us. We can, in unity, stop devaluation right now, regardless of what we were handed. So, yes, you, me, all current males are to blame for the expendability continuity future males will inherit. What you guys see, the exaltation of the female and the devaluation of the male, I hope you really like it, because this is the world you make. I could sit and try telling females that they are reprehensible for the way they treat males. They are in the wrong for the malicious way in which they slander and use the male sex. They are liable for their actions and bigotries towards males, for the abuse and indoctrination of their sons and the spoiling of their daughters. That they are contemptible for the ill treatment of the males of their species, who labor, toil, protect, provide, and die for them and their sisters. I could tell females all this because it is true. But to an entire portion of the population who has been infantilized and exalted, who have been held above reproach and spared the consequences of their actions for so long, to now try and instill responsibility to a class of beings that have always been coddled, placated, and held above culpability, well, it really is a waste of time. Most have never been responsible for much of anything. Sure, on the surface, they can say they are responsible for their cat, or that they have their own job, or make their own car payment. Yet when the bottom drops out, they will be supported by males, whether family or lovers or the state. They will be held in immunity for putting their hands on others. They are not even responsible for financing their own offspring. Family members, the father or the state, does that. They take no responsibility for the ugly words or deeds they enact. They simply whip out a few tears and turn into the victim, or get angry, pull out the female card, and blame others. Most do not even take responsibility for their own actions. They deflect and divert away from themselves. So yes, I could tell females to straighten up, but to a class that has been treated like royalty and held above reproach, well, it would do as much good as trying to get cats to clean out their own litter box. Yeah, right. That's what we have humans for. So getting females to take blame for their own action and cleaning up their own crap? Yeah, right. That's what they have males for. No. Ultimately, males are to blame for putting up with all this crap. Male devaluation is a ravenous monster. Males allow the monster into being. They feed the monster, enable the monster, and continue to facilitate the monster. Males are the problem. You know, I'm often struck by the irony that the creative forces of this universe, that such a wonderful creative being can be both brilliant and amazing beyond belief, while simultaneously being utterly weak and pathetic. Males are the reason for devaluation and disposability. They allow it. Males are the problem and males are the solution. So, do you choose to be phenomenal or pathetic? It's your choice. My friends, stand with me, live free.